Hello, Pisces. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. Okay, Pisces, so some of you may be feeling a spiritual block right now, and there may be a need to look at possibly different spiritual beliefs and advice. Now, that may only be for some of you, but I say that because Cauldron is talking about using a combination of different things in order to get the results that you're wanting. It's also about just letting things flow. But faith is saying that you're experiencing a block that seems so much bigger than what it actually is. And it's needing to have faith that whatever is obstructing you right now is going to be relieved or diminished. But reason is saying that whatever the dilemma is, you're needing to sit down and clear your mind and work through the details of it. So using logical thinking when it comes to the blocks that you may be facing. But for some of you, it feels like a spiritual block in needing to expand your beliefs, but also expanding the information that you're taking in about, certain beliefs. The best way to, I always felt like, become more spiritually aware is to not settle on just one thing. You take a combination of different things and you use it in a way that helps you have more understanding. It kind of has a Hierophant type of feel where it's like getting understanding as to why things seem to be a lot bigger than what they were. But I think that a lot of you are going to be hitting this point of relief. And for some of you, writer's block is what I got from that. But spiritual blocks too. Your overall, the Two of Pentacles, and the other thing that I wanted to say too with Cauldron is resilience is going to be important, because there's a feeling that this is the kind of block that you've been experiencing over and over again. Now, your Two of Pentacles as the overall. This to me is always like I'm keeping something in play. This is the balancing act between, all the things that you deal with on a day-to-day basis, and then there's this other thing. What are you going to do with that? Now, for some of you, it could simply needing to kind of figure out how you're managing your finances right now. But a decision is going to have to be made on whether or not you can make something happen out of something that you've been thinking about that's kind of been in the background. And is there a realistic way to kind of bring that forward and make something out of it? Okay, the past, the Seven of Pentacles. There's oftentimes where I feel like with this one, especially when it's in the past, this could have, would have, should have. And you may be looking at a situation and going, okay, so, this is what I have to show for all the effort that I put in. But is there a different way? If I make a different decision, is there a different way to see the growth that you want, or to continue the abundance that you've been working for, right? Now, for some of you, it may be that you're looking at what you're getting in terms of finances from your job and going, but I could do this too to bring in some more. But reevaluating a situation. In the present, Judgment. Wow. So getting a wake-up call here. In needing to see a situation differently, but not in a hangman type of way. It's to rise above the judgments, right? There's the resurrection that happens in this card too. It's like the past is the past. In order to move forward, sometimes we have to look back. But this is in order for you to begin a new way of being, a new life. But a lot of times this can indicate like you've already made a judgment call about something based on the results that you've seen. But this is saying that something else is making you look at it differently. Oh boy, okay. So future conditions, the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, it may be time for you to look at possibly restarting a project, a job, or something that you're wanting to make more out of. With the Ace of Pentacles, you're talking about the big monies, the beautiful new opportunity for something long-lasting and realistic. But something that affects your material world in a way where it's better than what you've seen before. Now, with a relationship, it's very much, making the decision on whether or not you want to continue that with this reevaluation that's happening, but something's waking you up in the present moment to a better and new opportunity coming through in the future. It's almost like we need to clear up the past. And yeah, this may be what you're used to seeing, but as soon as you change your judgments on that, that's when this new opportunity is coming through. And I've been seeing this consistently with a lot of people. It seems like the minute that you're able to release the way that you've seen past situations, something brand new immediately emerges out of that. That may be so much better than what you're used to having. But ultimately, you're the one that's going to have to make the choice on whether or not this is something that you can work into what you're already dealing with. And for some of you, it may be the opportunity that you needed to come through in order for you to choose something that's going to bring more financial stability, where you're not constantly having to figure things out, right? Your best path to follow. Somebody else got this too. I can't remember who. The Wheel of Fortune. Things are turning in a different direction within the cycles and the patterns that are happening within your life. And if you look at where you're at right now, you can see how that pattern has played out before. But this, to me, when you're looking at this as your advice, it's not repeating the same cycle and taking the opportunity for the turning of fate in this moment. So this may be something that was meant to happen for you after a long period of constantly trying to figure things out. But something may be happening in the present moment that kind of like wakes you up and gets you to decide to make something out of this, despite what it's shown you before. In your environment, the Three of Wands, good. So, this resurrection of you and this reviewing the past and being able to let it go, and this huge wake-up call is showing you that there are other paths available to you. Now, this may be you waiting for a situation to develop, but I'm looking at this as you should already know what to expect based on the actions that you've taken. But there may have been a different route to get to what you want. And some of you may be putting yourself out there, like literally for different positions within work or a different situation within a relationship. It may be like, I've got everything in my outer world okay, maybe it's time to make a decision to do something new. But it's realistic with the Pentacles. It's something that's going to affect your outer world. And this is just the beginning, and it leads to long-lasting security and stability. But a huge wake-up call to you to look at a path that you may not have seen before or thought about taking, but didn't because you wanted to wait for, results to come through with the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like you know how to do something, but you haven't really seen the full potential of it. And you may have been keeping it in the background, and now it's like this is coming back around to you. Okay, so your hopes and your fears, the world, wanting to have a successful completion and new pathways opening up to you, absolutely. But the closing of a chapter, not wanting to repeat cycles where you see the same results, but wanting it to be a hopeful, like, closure of a situation. And for some of you, it's very simply hoping for the ending of this cycle where you're constantly having to manage what you're able to bring in, but it's changing. And that's because you may, get an aha moment about something that you need to see differently, I think. You may not have thought that it had potential, but I think that it does, especially with the Ace of Pentacles being there and you being told now to take advantage of the moment. But I feel like for a lot of you, this is almost a reminder that, these situations had to happen. They had to happen the way that they did. And there's like this radical acceptance of that opens the door to unlimited possibilities, especially with the world. It's like, I've done all the right things. Now I want to see how the world is going to open up to me once I start making the most out of this new opportunity, this new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles. But overall, this is not anything major. It's just about the decision that you're going to make right now. And I really think it's something that you just haven't seen the full potential of yet. And then coming out the Queen of Swords, and somebody else had this too. Okay, so the Queen of Swords, definitely, especially with reason, thinking very clearly and cutting out the bullshit and doing what's necessary to make the right choice here instead of remaining in the balancing act. But it takes this opportunity to kick that into gear. Now, this could be somebody coming through, though, too, that may be giving it to you straight. Like, hey, if you want to do this, that's up to you, but you're going to have to make the decision to do this. So it may be the wise counsel that is coming through between, reason and faith. The Ten of Swords. Okay. So, and the feeling I immediately got from that is, if a situation wasn't seen to its full potential, you may have looked at it as a very painful ending for you, but you never let it go with the Two of Pentacles. The Knight of Swords, so immediately taking action. And then the Six of Swords, moving on to a better situation for you. It's interesting because, the Queen of Swords, typically, the reason why she is typically looked at as cold and shut off is because of lack of emotional support. And this may be you finally saying, enough is enough. I'm going to start making the choices that are going to be beneficial to me. And this may be you, moving into a place where you have to cut your emotions off in order to make the decision that is going to open up a pathway for you where better potential can be seen. If this is about a situation that came to a painful end, this is something that you're still keeping in play. But again, you're having this wake-up call in the present moment, and to look at the other opportunities that are available to you, needing to put yourself out there, right? But I kind of get the feeling that you looked at a situation that didn't see full potential as an ending that you didn't want to see. But with the Knight of Swords, when this situation kind of gets resurrected, This is like not hesitating to say what needs to be said, acting abruptly for sure. But this may be, the kind of communication that comes through where you're like, yeah, I cannot hesitate anymore. It's almost like I have to take this opportunity immediately, because it opens the door for you to move away from situations that may have been painful. The Six of Swords, moving away from conflict, right? Moving into more emotional stability. And it's almost like I can't hesitate. I have to do this. I have to move on, and I have to cut out the nonsense. And this is like making a really important decision for you in where you see yourself going. But there very much is this feeling of something that you've experienced blocks with, and like finding a different way to bring it back forward in a new way with this new opportunity. Inner power. Birth. Interesting. And then mystery. What you're birthing is a mystery. Your inner power, I think, is the Queen of Swords. The ability to think with reason and logic instead of, the pain, like not having the pain of situations not working out, clouding your judgment, right? So your inner power is your ability to think clearly. And through that, you're birthing a new opportunity to possibly restart something. But birth is new. It's new life, a new experience. But you're the one that's creating this. You're the one that's bringing this forward. And that's based on the things that you have put into place. The actions that you have taken with this wake-up call is what opens that pathway up. But mystery, this is like having to accept that there are some things that, sometimes we just will not understand. But this could be like getting down to the heart of the mystery of why these cycles have been continuing, right? And that may be helping you, birth this new inner power. But it's interesting to see, a lot of times I look at mystery and think, okay, well, it is what it is. And that mentality may be what helps you move on from difficulties in situations that have ended painfully. And I say that because of that Ten of Swords there. But I don't think that something was seen to its full potential. It doesn't mean that it has to be the same situation where you only got to see so much from it. But realizing that there are other ways to get what you want here. But you're going to have to put yourself out there. Traveling lightly, simplify your life. And that could literally be like going through, the house and cleaning up stuff before the holidays, but getting rid of, the things that aren't giving you any more fulfillment. But this is also, in terms of traveling lightly, letting go of pain, right? Letting go of the things that, just don't ever seem to have an answer that helps. And then you have valiant courage, take action with passion, the Knight of Wands. This is an opportunity that is immediately going to start popping up for you as soon as you're able to kind of like lay to rest the things that have only developed in a certain way. Because I'm telling you, this really feels like there's more potential for you to be had, to be seen. It has an Eight of Pentacles if you didn't continue the work because of the results that you were seeing. Now, this could also be about a relationship where, there's this reevaluation of things and understanding that that is not the growth that you want to see. But regardless, the minute that you see things differently, a new opportunity is making itself known. And it's something that I think a lot of you need to take advantage of, just so that you're no longer in this constant balancing act, trying to decide what to do. Because ultimately, you're the one that is going to have to use your inner power to move you into calmer situations.